In this Fextralife video, we're going to be taking a first look at Code Vein 2. This was a game that was shown at 2025 Summer Game Fest back in June, and that showcase gave us a lot of exciting new games and surprising sequel announcements, and one of those sequels that I'm absolutely sure no one was expecting was Code Vein. Back in 2019, Bandai Namco developed and released what's commonly known as the anime Souls game Code Vein, and although we enjoyed this game a lot and it exceeded our expectations, some players had mixed feelings about it overall, as it was found lacking in some areas like level development and graphics and things like that. But in this video, we're going to take a closer look at what was shown in the trailer at Summer Games Fest and look into whether we should be excited for Code Vein sequel or not. This is another game that I'm hoping will be at Gamescom 2025 and hoping to have more information about this for you soon. So what exactly is Code Vein, and why should you be interested in the sequel, and should you care if you haven't played the first game? Code Vein was Bandai Namco's in-house attempt at creating a unique Souls-like action experience with anime aesthetics, attempting to deliver a fresh take on the formula. And although the game didn't blow everyone away, we genuinely enjoyed our time with it, using the over-the-top skills and anime sensibilities combined with a methodical Souls-like combat felt unique, and the blood codes were absolutely amazing that game, allowing you to change your build on the fly. In addition, the different kind of storytelling from the regular Souls-like games with a lot of cutscenes and dialogue instead of relying on cryptic notes and item descriptions was definitely preferable for some members of the Souls-like audiences who really enjoyed this aspect. The trailer for Code Vein 2 looks like it aims to deliver a similar experience in terms of combat and skills, so if you're looking for something of a little bit different flavor in your Souls-like games and don't mind anime aesthetics, this is definitely one to keep your eye on. The first Code Vein was set in a post-apocalyptic war where humanity was struggling against the Lost and had to rely on revenants, powerful vampiric beings that can fight against these monsters. The vampiric theme was prevalent during the first game, with revenants needing a steady supply of human blood, which was being substituted by blood seeds, and combined with a post-apocalyptic setting, made for an intriguing story. In the sequel, although not a lot of story information has been revealed yet, it looks like revenants have evolved, or at least will be playing a different type of character, judging from all the gold blood shown instead of red blood from the previous title. On the official Code Vein 2 page, the synopsis says we'll be taking control of a revenant hunter who will hunt other revenants who have been corrupted into mindless monsters called horrors. The description sounds pretty familiar to the first game, but this time around, the story will be taking place across multiple time periods on account of a girl called Lou, who possesses the power to manipulate time. Whether the time travel aspect is only part of the story or a game mechanic, we don't know yet, but it is interesting to find out what they are going for with the story. And by all accounts, it looks like Code Vein 2's story will be following a similar structure to the first game, with themes of corruption and sacrifice, told in a straightforward anime fashion in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity is on the brink of extinction. Bandai Namco created something that could stand on its own with the first Code Vein game, without it drowning amidst the sea of Souls-likes that had emerged in recent years. If you mention anime Souls-like with vampires, everyone will immediately notice Code Vein, which is an impressive feat itself. Code Vein managed a good blending of traditional Souls combat with an anime flair, and offered a huge variety of playstyles with its combination of blood codes and skills. And judging by the trailer, it's clear that we'll be getting a very similar combat system, complete with various weapons and various skills. What we don't know for sure is how these will factor into the change in the storyline or our character as the Revenant Hunter. While on subject of the main character, the trailer showed off a single protagonist, but I'm confident we'll be getting a character creator similar to the first game, and not filling the shoes of one particular person, even though he definitely gives off anime main character vibes. Why do I say that we'll be getting a character creator with such confidence? Because the first game, which had an extensive character creator with lots of details and options, was one of the main things that attracted players to the game, so I cannot see them moving this aspect. Gameplay-wise, though, I did not see a lot of difference from the first title in the trailer, and honestly, I'm not expecting a lot of change. I see that as a positive because even though Code Vein was not the absolute best Souls-like game ever made, the combat was immensely enjoyable, and I personally don't see any reason to reinvent the wheel for the sequel and Code Vein 2. They showed off multiple weapons, including a sword, dual-wield daggers, and two-handed hammers during the trailer, and it would be surprising if not all the 7 weapon types from the first game made a return, if not a few more additions. It's also confirmed that partners will be making a return, and it was a fun part of the game, having an additional teammate to fight along your side as you go through the world, which is a welcome change from the usual melancholic, lonely trudge through a ruined kingdom trope of Souls-like games. It is confirmed that the girl we see in the trailer, Lou, will be one of the partners that can accompany us on our journey, and I'm curious to see how many there will be in the final version of the game. And on the subject of teammates, the online co-op was a great feature in Code Vein, and I'm expecting this to return for the sequel as well, as going through Souls-like games with your friends is one of the most enjoyable online experiences available. One aspect of the trailer that intrigued me the most is the scene where our main character is riding a motorcycle and what that means. The first Code Vein never had a vehicle to traverse through its levels, and I'm curious to see whether that's just part of a cinematic or an actual in-game mechanic. If we're getting our own motorcycle, the implication is that Code Vein 2 will be another open-world Souls-like sequel that we're getting next year. Code Vein 2 will continue the series' unique anime take on the Souls-like formula, and you can clearly see that Bandai Namco is not shying away from this style at all. If you like the anime art style of the first game, expect more of it here. The visual quality looks more crisp, and you can clearly see the increase in fidelity, but don't expect groundbreaking visuals going into this title. One of the main gripes I had of the first game was the locales or the level designs of the areas, as everything kind of blends into a blur when you're traversing through a similar looking post-apocalyptic corridor, apart from one area that is very similar to Dark Souls, and although it pains me to say it, I don't see this changing as we largely saw ruined cities and dark hallways during the trailer. It will be a welcome surprise if we get to see other environments, but I highly doubt that will be the case from what we've seen so far, which is a shame. On a more positive note though, the boss designs we see look very interesting. We've got to see a giant flying creature attacking our heroes with a huge bell and a staff, and also a giant beast that comes at you with a dropkick. These bosses look amazing and have their own sense of identity in a sea of monstrosities of Souls-like games. We also caught glimpses of a more humanoid boss holding a gun designs inspired by Asian mythology. Overall, I'm confident that enemy and boss design-wise, Code Vein 2 will offer interesting enemies to fight against, as they did in the first game. Final thoughts. Although the first Code Vein game did not take the world by storm, as someone who loves anime and someone who immensely enjoys playing Souls-like games, Code Vein was a match made in heaven. The blood code system was absolutely phenomenal and was completely unexpected and really made that game replayable for me in different ways, as I could try out many different builds when playing through, which was the standout thing about the title besides its excellent combat and boss fights. The sequel announcement has got me excited to see how Bandai Namco will improve upon the formula of the first one, and I hope it can live up to the expectations this time around as well. Although there weren't any graphical glitches or frame drops in the trailers, hopefully the performance of the game doesn't become an issue for Code Vein 2, as it has many modern games, including the recently released Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, which is absolutely being destroyed on Steam due to performance issues. As of this moment, there is no information as to the exact release date for Code Vein 2, but we do know that the game will be coming out sometime next year, alongside other Souls-like sequels like Nioh 3 and Mortal Shell 2, so Code Vein 2 is going to have some stiff competition for Best Souls-like next year. We'll be keeping a close eye on Code Vein 2 as we enjoy the first game, and we're hoping to get more of the anime Souls-like experience with the sequel, and I would definitely recommend you keep an eye out for this one if you like something a little bit different, and go and check out the first game if you haven't played it yet as well. It's a great Souls-like title that many people tend to overlook because of the anime aesthetics, and I do hope the sequel can overcome that barrier and reach a broader audience. Again, this is another title that I'm hoping to get more information about at Gamescom, which is just around the corner in a little under a month. So hopefully I'll be able to update you guys some more on Code Vein at that time. But that wraps up our video on Code Vein 2. What do you guys make of this announcement? Is this something that kind of slid under your radar or you're super hyped for? What do you make of it? Let me know in the comments below.